All right, welcome to the first episode of the Just Fact Sports Podcast. I'm Nick Hayes.
Vance Laws.
All right, and so what we're going to do today, since it's first episode, we're going to start out with a little introduction, let y'all get to know us. So I'm Nick. I'm from Memphis. I'm 20. I go to Millsaps College. I play football down there, and I play receiver. And my favorite teams, I mess with the Grizzlies tough because I'm from Memphis. Big Tiger fan. I also like the Patriots, Celtics, and I love the Duke Blue Devils. All sports, all sports.
All right, so I'm Vance Laws. I'm 22 years old, recent undergraduate from Millsaps College. My favorite sports teams, I like the Grizzlies and the Lakers in NBA. College, I like the Tigers in Miami. Those are my squads. For the most part, that's all. That's it.
All right, for sure. So today, this episode, we're going to get it started talking about the draft that just happened this weekend. And so what do you think about the draft, just overall?
All I got to say is my Cowboys, they put their work in. Jerry Jones told him, he just want to be by himself on his yacht, and he gonna make these picks, and I respect it.
So who you think had a better draft setup, Jerry Jones, Cliff Kingsbury?
Ooh, Jerry, he drafted on the yacht. That's social distancing.
Hey, you're right. That's social distancing at its finest. So I guess looking into some of the picks, we saw 4 quarterbacks go off the board in the first round. We saw Joe Burrow go first to the Bengals. Then we saw Tua go to the Dolphins, Justin Herbert to the Chargers. And then in a surprise move, we saw the Packers trade up to get Jordan Love. So tell me what you think about the Packers trading up to get Jordan Love.
I mean, I think it's probably one of the craziest moves just for the fact that they were so close to getting to the Super Bowl last year. You would think they would try to build around Aaron Rodgers. They didn't even draft a receiver. So that's like, but this is the deepest draft they've had in so long for receivers. It's just like, why wouldn't you even take one? And instead, they took a quarterback.
Exactly.
I mean, it's nice for the future, but if you want to win they're not winning the Super Bowl next year.
Oh, yeah. I think they are squarely behind in the NFC right now in terms of Super Bowls. But also, I think one of the things that was interesting about the first round, we saw a lot of quarterbacks go, but we saw a lot of quarterbacks and receivers go. What we didn't expect was the run on the corners that went in that first round, because Okuda went first, and then you see everybody's name come off from Damon Arnett, AJ Terrell, Igbenogany from Auburn. Like, who would expect all these guys would go first round? I was just like,
yeah.
But then again, with a lot of receivers, you need some defense to stop those guys. So I kind of see the vision.
Who you think's the best cornerback in the draft out of this draft? You think it's Okuda?
Okuda. Free Hefe gets going. He's pretty locked down. And then what I like about Hefe is no flags for a whole season. That's just shows how technically sound he
is. Did you see that interview he made?
Which one?
When somebody had they asked him how sloppy he was,
about
him possibly having sloppy play. He told him check the film, no flags.
Exactly, but that's the kind of cockiness you like to see in a cornerback. That's what you love to see. All right, so since we kind of started to get in the draft, let's go on and talk about biggest winners and biggest losers from the draft.
All right, so who's your first winner?
My first winner, best team, the team that did the best in the draft, I gotta say the 49ers.
And the 49ers.
I think they did a really good job. Starting before the draft, they trade DeForest Buckner, get the 13th overall pick, trade back into 14, and then they draft Javon Kinlaw from South Carolina. And basically what they did was they got a younger DeForest Buckner, and they didn't have to give out Buckner that money. So they could, reallocate that along the team. And then on top of that, the draft saw them acquire Trent Williams, which is a very underrated move, especially with Coach Staley retiring. Because, they gave up, I think, a fourth and a fifth round to get Trent. And he's going to shore up that offensive line. And then the fact that they drafted another receiver, Brandon Ayuk from Arizona State, he's a ball player. And I think he's going to step up and take that role that Emmanuel Sanders had last year.
I saw his highlight tape.
What'd you say?
I saw his highlight tape. He kind of like a young Dez. I'm not going to lie to you.
Young Dez.
Running hard. I mean, but the thing, did you see Joe Staley retired though? Like
Yeah.
right after the draft. So that's gonna be interesting just to see. Why would he do that right after the draft?
I mean, they said they told him they said that Staley told the organization right after the season that he was probably going to retire. So I think that's
Okay.
what really pushed them to get Trent Williams. And then they drafted another tackle third round too.
Okay. Okay.
So I just
So
think
I would say, what you say?
I was just saying that I think by this draft, I think they put themselves in a good position to get back to the Super Bowl.
All right. So my first winner, I'm gonna go with the Bucks, Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
So after picking up Brady and Gronk, in a free agency and the trade for Gronk, I mean, they didn't even have to give up anything for Gronk. So that's a win-win. That's a win already for itself. But with the first pick, they got Brady some protection, and I mean that's pretty big because Jameis led the league in interceptions last season, just like he just had to throw it off his back foot half the times. So I mean, who was it? Tristan Wirfs from Iowa. So that was a nice pickup right there. And then the next pick in the second round was Antoine Winfield Jr. out of Minnesota. So it's just they already have a nice front seven. So to get a defensive backfield player, I think they're ready to make the Super Bowl push if Brady comes right.
And it's crazy you got that Winfield selection.
Yeah.
Winfield's pops picked Brady off when he was playing with the Bills, bro. And now his son a teammate with Brady. It's pretty ridiculous. Pretty ridiculous.
Trash talk would be fun.
And so speaking of Brady, I got the Patriots as my second winner of the draft. And I'm going to tell you why. A lot of people are clowning their draft selections, but I really like it. Because if you think about it, when Brady first came into the league, they surrounded him with a great defense, Todd Law, Willie McGinnis, all of those kind of guys. And so with all of the departures this year, especially in the linebacker coach with Van Noy, Jamie Collins, and Landon Roberts, for them to go into the draft and get a lot of young, versatile defensive talent, I think that's going to help Jarrett Stidham come into the league, into a starting position, and not have to worry so much about I have to be the one to win the game. I can rely on the defense, and I can rely on the running game to get the job done. Because you got to think, they also drafted 2 tight ends, and then you still got Junior Edelman. So those are easy targets all over the field, and you still got a 3-headed monster in the backfield with Michelle, White, and Burkhead. So I think they're creating a favorable environment.
I mean, you should be a lawyer, bro. I mean, I just can't. You need weapons. It's an offensive league. It's just defense. It got the 49ers to the Super Bowl, but you just need weapons, bro. And besides Edelman, it's just who's after that? Who's the number 2 receiver?
Mohamed Sanu.
Washed.
I wouldn't say washed, bro. He played all last season with a sprained ankle, a high sprain. Those are pretty tricky, bro.
No, bro. Okay, anyway, so all right, my next winner, I'm gonna go with the Ravens. All right, so with the Ravens, the upgraded their biggest needs was a linebacker because you saw what Derrick Henry did.
And he put that work on him.
Yeah, so they got Patrick Queen and out of LSU and Malik Harrison out of Ohio State. So I mean that's their biggest thing. So then they got a big wide receiver in Duvernay from Texas. So they got a number 2 to go with Hollywood, and then they also got a running back. Did they not?
Yeah, they got.
Yeah, okay.
I can't remember.
I mean, but I know they got a good running back. Hey, they got J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins. I couldn't think.
They beefed up a lot of their needs. So Dobbins go along with Ingram. It's no drop off once Ingram gets tired.
Exactly, and they already had the number 1 rushing offense in the league last year.
So they got better, and then they got their defense better because that was our only weakness, honestly, and Derrick Henry. So they got better. So I would say they're my biggest winner, my second biggest winner.
All right, and so for the third biggest winner, you're gonna be happy to hear this one. I said the Dallas Cowboys, man.
Me too.
All right, so I'm gonna keep it simple. CD and Brandon Anai, I think those are 2 players that are gonna come in and help y'all immediately. Cause y'all already had the best offense in the league in terms of yards. CD just another explosive threat out there. Put him in the slot with Amari and Gallup on the outside. And I think it's way more production on the offensive side of the ball. And then also, I think getting Anai was big big, big, big. Man had 13 and a half sacks last year. He's just a
Yeah.
sack machine. And a lot of the Cowboys' problem is not being able to pressure the quarterback. Y'all had 39 sacks last year, which was 19th in the NFL. Y'all get those sack numbers up, and that's just going to help with losing Byron Jones on the back end because the quarterback's going to have to get that ball out fast. And then y'all also showed up the back end. I liked y'all picking up Travion Diggs. That was a
Yeah.
really good pickup.
Yeah. I mean, it was like Byron Jones. He was a Pro Bowler, all pro. But the thing is, he doesn't pick the ball up. He just defends. Trevon Diggs, what his brother, him and his brother both like to catch the ball. So we're going to get a lot more interceptions.
Yeah.
And then all of our picks were value picks. So CD, when he was supposed to be top 10, he slid down to 17.
Yeah, that was a steal.
Diggs supposed to be a first rounder. And then in the third round, we got Gallimore, the D tackle out of Oklahoma. So, we got a lot of people in the draft that also we got a center out of Wisconsin. His name was Baidez.
Yeah.
He won the Remington. So, we gonna be right. He might not start this year, but that next year, give him some time to, show up his technique, his skill. Cowboys gonna be there.
Exactly. And then I guess you're right. So with every winner, there's gotta be some losers. So let me hear your losers first.
All right, so my first loser is the Chargers. All right, but before I say why, just hear me out on why they're all right. So they took Kenneth Murray, and Justin Herbert in the first round, right?
Yeah.
And I like Murray. I think he's gonna be a superstar in the league. But Justin Herbert, I just don't see it, bro. I just don't. I'm sorry. Like, what's the difference between him and Paxton Lynch? What's the difference, bro?
I mean, I think Herbert's got a little bit more accuracy with his game because I watched a lot of Oregon games because, D. Mitch went to my high school, so I watched a lot of Oregon games. And I just I think the big knock on him is just he's not a big arm guy. He's a real, short to intermediate guy. That's my thing.
Yeah.
But I think give him a year to sit behind Tyrod, and I think he can become a problem, especially working with Keenan Allen, who loves the middle of the field. I think it's going to be a good fit.
Okay, but this is what I would have done if it was me drafting.
Yeah.
Just like how you said you would have gave the Patriots quarterback some help on defense. I would have gave him any more defense to go along with Murray. I would have drafted Isaiah Simmons. So then you already had the D lines already there. Derwin James is in the backfield.
Yeah.
And so you have Simmons and Murray to run around free, like anywhere they want to.
And that's ranking.
That's just what I would have done. So, but it's whatever. That's my first loser, though.
Okay. And so my biggest loser has got to be the Packers, man. The Packers blew the draft. You trade away draft capital to get Jordan Love?
Yeah, they're my second biggest loser, too.
I mean, it just makes no sense to me. You're a game away from the Super Bowl, and you're focusing on the future instead of right now. The window for Aaron Rodgers is closing slowly, day by day. What they needed to do is like you said earlier, deepest class of receivers. Get you a receiver to pair with Devontae Adams. Last year, Devontae Adams had 990-something yards. No other receiver topped 500. That's a sign you need some more receivers in Green Bay.
How many receiving yards you said Adams got?
I think he had, let me check. He had 997.
So he didn't get 1,000 yards.
No, but he
was hurt
games.
though. He was injured, huh? Okay. I was about to say.
But still, no other receiver over 500. That's a problem.
Yeah. All right. What you say?
I was about to say, and then to make matters worse, you draft A.J. Dillon in the second round, just a big running back. You already got Aaron Williams and Jamal Williams. What are you doing?
Yeah, well, Aaron Jones, he led the league in rushing touchdowns last year.
Exactly. And you're going to draft A.J. Dillon, who's really a fullback. He runs like a fullback.
He's kind of nice, though, but it's just he wasn't a need, a necessity. Who knows, bro? Well, who's your second loser then, since that was my second loser?
All right, my second loser is the Raiders. And I just feel like they're going to regret drafting Henry Ruggs over Jerry Jeudy and CeeDee Lamb. That was a decision that made absolutely zero sense to me. I was just my thinking is in Oakland, you already have a solid receiver too in Tyrell Williams, because all
Yeah.
those years he spent with the Chargers as a two to Keenan Allen, pretty nice. And then, what you need is a true like one receiver, somebody who can like is gonna get open every play, reliable, can beat press coverage, all of that. And so I'm thinking, if I'm the Raiders, I'm taking Judy or CD. Like,
Okay.
my opinion, like these are guys that have established resumes as receiver one, while Ruggs had the least receptions out of like the starting four on Alabama. So it just makes zero sense to me.
I mean, I do see a little bit of Antonio Brown and Henry Ruggs. I mean, we'll see. It's one of them things is we gonna see. But I can see
Yeah,
why you have them as a loser though, because they took
exactly.
like 3 or 4 receivers in the draft themselves.
Exactly. Because they
And
took
so
him, they took Lynn Bowden from Kentucky, and they took
yeah. Oh,
big dude from South Carolina, Brian Edwards, I think is his name.
okay. Bowden is a dog, bro.
Yeah, I agree with that. I love Bowden's game. He's the guy you want on your team if you want to win. Because
Yeah.
what he did at Kentucky, leading them boys, just running the ball, amazing.
Yeah.
The
All
fight
right.
before
So
the ball game too, amazing.
did you see he was about to fight before the bowl game?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a dog. I like it, bro.
exactly. But fits well in silver and black.
So my third loser, it was one of your winners, so I'm gonna go with the Patriots. Just
Oh,
for making it seem like their offense was struggling last year. Like they had no weapons on
yeah,
offense, and their defense clearly was already good. So it's just like get you some offensive weapons to help your quarterback out, whoever it is. Who knows? They might pick up Cam Newton. It's just one of them things. It's like help your offense out. Your defense is already good. You didn't really lose anybody on defense. I understand you want to shore it up, but you got to get you some weapons. Get Edelman some help. Because
yeah,
how old is he? 33?
yeah. He's in his mid-30s.
So it's just one of them things. You gotta get him some help. Trying to like downplay Tom Brady's importance. I feel like it was a Belichick move, but we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like I have him as a winner, but I also feel like that's one of those moves that you have to like wait till the season to see how it pans out.
Yeah.
But my third loser was the Bears, man. The Bears, they not only lost the draft, they might have lost the whole offseason. Because when I look at the Bears franchise, I just see a lack of vision, man. Like, it's like the coach and the GM and the owner just don't know what each other wants. So, like, I'm watching the draft, I'm watching it. The Bears don't have a pick until the second round because of the Khalil Mack deal. And their first pick is Cole Kmet, tight end from Notre Dame. And so
Yeah.
when they add Cole Kmet, they have 10 tight ends on the roster. Now, what are you going to do with 10 tight ends? Let's be honest.
Straight jump balls, bro.
I mean, you can throw jump balls, but
Check
you know,
downs with jump balls.
I just don't understand. But you just signed Jimmy Graham, bring in
Yeah.
Cole Kmet. It just makes zero sense to me. And then another big thing with them is they didn't address the secondary. You lose Ha Clint Dix in the back end, and you also need some edge rushers, man. Playing in the
Yeah.
NFC North with Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers, you need some edge rushers. Like, this was just a very bad draft from a talent standpoint for the Bears, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, speaking of the draft, shout out to Millsaps College and Berry College D3
Yes,
wide
sir.
receiver Mason Kinsey. He signed a contract with the Tennessee Titans,
Yeah,
and so I think he actually could thrive with Tennessee. I mean, it's just me because you're gonna hand the ball out to Derrick Henry 25, 30 times,
yeah,
and you just gotta need him to block. I mean, I think that's what he did at very successfully, block
yeah.
and catch deep balls. I think he could do that for Tennessee also.
And I also think we're talking about Tennessee. Bray was a Belichick guy. We see how
Yeah.
Edelman's thriving. And New England, I think he could have a similar role. I'm not saying that just because he's white, but I'm saying, like, I think he'll carve out a similar role to Julian Edelman in Tennessee if he can find a way to stick.
I mean, I can see it, bro. I mean, he's no slouch. He's ready for the NFL, if you ask me.
Yeah. And then I think also, since we're talking D3, O-lineman from Wisconsin, drafted in the fourth round. I think that's
Yeah.
big. That's big, man. Like, to be D3 athletes, to know, like, if you're talented, they're going to find you, that's big. That's
I
real.
mean, did you see what he did to get drafted?
Yeah, I saw his performance at the Senior Bowl. He was going head
Yeah,
to head with guys from Alabama everywhere. No
he was
drop
a
off.
tight end in college,
Oh
and
yeah,
he converted himself to offensive line.
yeah. I forgot he put on what like a lot of. I know he put on a lot of weight. I can't remember the exact
He
amount.
said every morning he would put in a blender 7 eggs, like bananas, peanut butter, Gatorade,
Oh my god.
oatmeal. It was just like something nasty, bro. He gained like 40, 50 pounds. So
Jeez.
respect goes out to him.
All right. And so since we wrapped up with winners and losers, let's talk about just Super Bowl favorites. Way too early Super Bowl favorites. Give me one from the NFC and one from the AFC if you got to pick.
All right, well, this is gonna be my top matchup for the Super Bowl next year. Is gonna be the Chiefs. You know, going back,
Yeah.
Pat. I would never bet against Pat Mahomes in my life. You would never see me bet against Pat. The day you see me bet against Pat Mahomes is the day that I've gone crazy. So I got the Chiefs. And the NFC, like my heart really wants to say the Cowboys. It really does, but it's just like the NFC is so deep, bro.
Yeah. This is a real deep NFC.
I'm gonna save the Bucks for right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Tampa Bay just for a pedigree, and I'm gonna stick with that choice for right now.
All
So
right.
I'm gonna say Chiefs Bucks. What about you?
All right. Now, normally I wouldn't bet against Brady, but I think he's kind of over the hill now. Adding Gronk is like the Nets adding Joe Johnson to Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. So I don't think the Bucks are going to be as successful as people are saying. I understand it's still Brady, but it's not the same Brady. You know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah,
at the NFC, I'm really liking the Saints, man. The Saints,
mm,
I think they're gonna find a way to send Drew Brees off into the sunset, man. Let him retire with a ring. I think they're doing everything they need to. They
yeah,
signed Emmanuel Sanders, getting some more weapons around him. So now you got a receiving core of Thomas, Sanders, Jared Cook, who had a really good season last year, and Alvin
yeah,
Kamara. I think that could be a deadly offense next year. And then you also got, the Swiss Army knife and Taysom Hill, so you never know when he's going to pop up. And then they also have a really solid defense. I'm a little concerned of how they're going to replace, like, some of the secondary, with Eli Apple leaving and the two safeties. But I think the team's going to rally around this being, like, Drew Brees' last dance and make it to the Super Bowl. And AFC, I I know you say you can't bet up against Pat Mahomes, but when you got
yeah.
Lamar Jackson,
I knew it.
I think the Ravens might shake the world up and go to the Super Bowl and get them one this year.
They really just let me. Lamar might be the new Peyton Manning, bro. He just can't win the big games. I don't know. We're gonna find out. Like in the regular season, he's gonna be killing it, but we'll see. He's the NFL version of James Harden.
Hey, you're not lying because first playoff game last year, he only completed like 8 passes. But I mean, it's 3 years now. My thing with the Ravens is if they get a lead, they're not giving it up.
Nah, true.
If they get a lead, they are not giving it up. So if the Chiefs come into next year's playoffs like they did this year's playoffs, like going down 2 touchdowns, if they do that against the Ravens, they can kiss it goodbye because they're not coming back.
I would still bet on Pat Mahomes coming back. I'm sorry, it's in his DNA, bro.
I agree with that, bro. I mean, I feel like Pat Mahomes is like that, but the improvements the Ravens made on defense this offseason, like getting
Yeah,
guys like Calais Campbell and other rushes to where they don't have to blitz so much, and then you talking about them adding linebacker depth, they could have I think they could have the best defense in the league next year.
yeah, it's possible. We'll see, bro.
I know you don't want to bet against Pat Mahomes, bro, but that's just how it is. All right. And so talked about NFL, Super Bowl, all that. And so, with quarantine, there's no sports going on right now. So y'all tuned in the Last Dance, watching Jordan get beat up by the bad boy Pistons, watching them hit shots over Craig Elo. So I guess we're gonna talk a little bit about Jordan's top rivalries, the top people
Okay.
to face on a regularly basis.
Okay. So you want to go first? Or you want me to go?
I think, to be honest, I think everybody was Jordan's rival. I don't think you can put up a list 1 through 32 or whatever. I think you put Jordan on the court with anybody, he instantly has a hatred for them. Whether it be little kids, OJ Mayo, Patrick Ewing, it doesn't matter. He hates anybody he steps on the court with. So I'm gonna let you take care of this one.
Okay, so Jordan's top rivals. All right, I'm gonna go from top to bottom, from bottom to top. So at number 5, I'm gonna say his own teammates, just based off the documentary I've seen so far. So you had what in the second episode, you had Pippen over here trying to skip.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm not gonna mess my summer up." It's like, come on, bro. It's just do it for Jordan, bro. He loves you, man. It's just like. It's like he's not gonna mess his summer. I'm not trying to hear that at all. It's just like, but you saw he ended up coming back to the Bulls just like he came back to his girl out the future hitter. But anyways, then you got Dennis Rodman.
Part of my collection.
then you got Dennis Rodman over here. I need 48 hours. He ain't come back in 4 days. It's like Jordan had to come get him and beg him to help him. I mean, so I would say that's number 5. Number 4, I'm gonna go with the Utah Jazz. So you had Stockton Malone, Stockton number 1 all time in assists. That's no slouch. Then you got Karl Malone,
2-time MVP, 2-time
Karl
MVP.
Malone. Yeah, he's weird, but anyway. Second in points and 7th all time in rebounds. It's just like you can't downplay what he was doing to those 2 Hall of Fame players. Yeah. And they had a nice little core, a nice little team.
Exactly.
And so I'm going to go to number 3 is the Cavs, the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's where you got the shot from. And I saw this thing. It said between 1988 and 1994, they played each other in the playoffs 5 different times. And Jordan won all 5 times. So they hated Jordan.
And you know what? That season, what was it? Their first championship season, Cavs beat them all 6 games in the regular season. Just to get beat by Jordan in the playoffs on the shot? So, hey, you saw Ron Harper was like, Coach said, Craig, I want you to guard Jordan this play. And he was like, shit. That's game for us, basically.
Man, so then I'm going to go number 2. I'm going to say Larry Bird and the Celtics. Like, he couldn't – I mean, he was a rookie.
Yeah.
He couldn't come in. And a part of, how I said number 5 is rivals. He said his teammates over there doing cocaine in the hotel room. It's just like he literally was trying his hardest and was still losing by 20.
Exactly.
It's just like imagine LeBron did that. They would clown him. That's what he did last year with the Lakers. They clowned him for
it. I mean, he deserves it, but that's a conversation for another day, bro.
Yeah. And then number 1, I think we all know what it is, the bad boy Pistons.
Ooh.
You had Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Lambeer, John Sally, Dennis Rodman, getting 20 rebounds a game.
And like 6'6".
Bro, he's like 6'6". I saw a video on Twitter today. It was Pippen got fouled. He was laying down on the court. The referee dragged him to the baseline.
Hey, brother.
And
the league was different back then, bro. Braun would have made it back then, bro.
Nah, not at all. That's my top 5, though.
I agree with it, bro, but I feel like it's one team you left out, bro. I feel like the Knicks need to be in that top 5, bro.
You think so? Yeah, I mean, yeah. I thought about it, but it was just like his teammates, bro. They really was like messing with his destiny, bro.
I agree with that too, bro. But the beef between Jordan and Ewing,
yeah,
real. Because I always remember that clip, bro. Scottie Pippen dunking on Pat and pushing him down. Hey, top 5 dunk all time, bro. Most disrespectful dunk, bro. Most disrespectful. All right, so I guess since we talked about the rivals, we're gonna talk about just Last Dance, the 2 episodes that premiered last night. And so one of the big things, the big focus of last night's episodes was Dennis Rodman. Everybody loves Dennis Rodman and all of that. And so, they talk about how he was different from the rest of the team. He needed his own personal space. So he said, give me 48 hours to run the base. And, for a while, of course, he didn't come back in 48 hours. It's Dennis Rodman. Who believes Dennis Rodman? But anyway, I was watching that, and I was thinking of something from last year. So I'm going to tell y'all the story. Last year, we play games on Saturdays. Sundays, we wake up, lift weights, watch film, all that. And so we played Barry, the team we were talking about earlier. that sent a kid to the league. So we play them. We lose like in overtime. So we, get on the bus, get back like early Sunday morning. And, we got weights at like, I want to say, what is it, like 12, 10, 12,
Yeah.
something like that. And so
Yeah.
we go to weights. I think everything's fine. I lift my weights, go to the calf, go back to the locker room for meetings. So I go in the meeting room. Coach comes in mad. He like, one of our guys skips weights today. I saw him in the calf. I was like, for real? So I'm looking around trying to see who it is. And next thing I know, this guy Van stands up. He's like, I'm sorry, y'all. I let y'all down. I acted selfishly. I was like, oh my God. But we ran so much, bro. Pretty ridiculous.
Bro, I'm
Jordan would
sorry.
say
So,
very selfish of you, bro.
bro, in my defense, I was tired, bro. I'm sorry. All right, so in my defense, Coach Pilch, for all you know, shout out to Coach Pilch, the athletic director now at Millsaps. So the thing is, he used to give people like massages, like he would hand them out every week, almost every day, like give out massages to the football players. I
Wait,
never
what?
got one, not one. I never got a massage one time.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even know massages were getting given out.
And so the thing is, it was just like I was my body was tired. Like I played my heart out. Barry is a top 10 team in the nation at the time. It was ranked like number 8, number 9. And we had the game won. I was just frustrated because after that, I knew we weren't going to win conference. It was our second loss because a week before we had just lost the Rose on a heartbreaker. And it was just like I was tired, bro. I'm sorry. So, you want to know the way how I got in trouble? All right, so I'm thinking like weights was almost done, and I get a phone call from Coach Phelps. I'm over here. I'm eating an omelet from the calf, so I'm just eating it. And then I get a phone call. I just look at my phone. In my mind, my heart just dropped, bro. So I answer it, and this is what he said. He said, "You don't get the effing privilege to skip weight." He's like, "Who do you think you are?" I said, "I'm sorry, Coach." He's like, "No, you're not." And he hung up, and that was the conversation.
But was he in the cab
Man.
with you, or did he just like no?
No, it was he made a phone call. It was just like one of the phone calls. When you're in trouble and your mama call you, like when you out like at 3:00 in the morning, you get a phone call from your mama or something. It's just like, oh,
Think I should go home now.
it's like, hey y'all, I'm kind of tired. You gotta fake it with your friends.
Exactly.
Like, hey, I'm kind of tired. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
But that one, you ain't got no choice but to see Coach P. No choice.
My goodness, bro. Man. So all right, so let's do one more. So for next season, NFL.
Yeah.
Top 10 prospects, big board.
Big board. All right.
So
Yeah.
So let's go from bottom to top, 10 to 1. You name your 10, I'm gonna name my 10, and then you name 9, I'm gonna name
9. All right. So starting off, if he can stay healthy, I really like Rondale Moore from Purdue.
Ooh, Purdue. He is nice.
You put the ball in his hands, he's liable to score anytime.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So my number 10 is gonna be Jamie Newman. He's a quarterback, a transfer from Wake Forest. He's going to Georgia, but he's a dual threat, and he's going to be nice. For the last 3 years, I saw something that said the last 3 years, the number 1 draft pick has been a transfer quarterback from a different school in the NFL draft, and he's going to be the next one. Watch. I'm telling he's up there. Well, I lied. Trevor Lawrence is kind of nice, but anyway, he's just as talented as though.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Trevor Lawrence is an understood, like, number 1 best prospect coming out, so we don't even really have to do that. But my number 9, I'm going to go with one of his teammates, and Travis Etienne, because that man, the speed he has, like, being able to get the handoff, hit the hole, and just take off, and, like, I feel like the fact that he didn't get the ball, like, late in the game against LSU kind of cost him that game. Because he was kind of feeding LSU, like giving them the business. Because that game was personal for him. But I think he's going to be like an electric prospect to watch out for this upcoming season.
Okay. My number 9 is Walker Little. He's an offensive lineman from Stanford. Grown man. I mean, Like Pac-12, you need time to they love offense over there in the
Yeah.
Pac-12. You need time to throw the ball, and he's gonna give his quarterback time to throw it. So I'm gonna say Walker Little for my number 9.
All right, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. I don't really pay attention to offensive linemen when I'm doing top 10 because it's not that exciting. Who wants to see a guy?
Yeah,
But where we on number 8? Number 8, I'm gonna go. I don't know why, but I'm kind of having a run on Clemson players right now. I'm gonna go Justin Ross, receiver from
yeah,
Clemson. Because if you know
yeah,
Clemson, you know they're receiver university, and he's just the
yeah.
next line of great Clemson receivers.
Okay, yeah. All right. So speaking of receivers, you're gonna have beef with this pick. I'm gonna go with a DB out of Alabama, Patrick Surtain. I used to play with his dad on NFL Street.
Hey, knocking.
But yeah, he's a lockdown corner, like probably the best corner prospect in this next upcoming draft.
Yeah.
In my eyes.
My next pick is a little biased, but he's also a DB. I got TJ Carter from Memphis. So he missed some time this year, various injuries, didn't get to play in the bowl game against Penn State, which would have really helped him out. But I think this year he's going to come back hungrier than ever. And you got to remember, AAC, he was freshman of the year, led the league in interceptions. This guy is a real solid DB prospect, I think.
Yeah, he's out of Nashville because I know my uncle, he knows him. And so he is a dog. I'm not going to lie to you. I saw him playing high school. And so, but speaking of Penn State, my next prospect, number 7, is Michael Parsons, a linebacker out of Penn State.
Okay.
I saw him play Memphis in the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah.
Real deal. Everywhere. Everywhere, bro. Every sideline to sideline, just like Michael Simmons or Kenneth Murray out of Oklahoma. He's a dog.
All right. And so I'm going to steal one of your picks for my next one. Is this Patrick Surtain? Because he is just locked down. That's as simple as it is.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, true. I mean, he's the best in this upcoming draft for sure. All right, so my next 3 picks are gonna be all wide receivers, and so I'm gonna go from the third best to the first best. So my third best wide receiver and the number 6 overall prospect is DeVonta Smith out of Alabama. You already know.
Yeah.
One of the 4 core 4 receivers Alabama's had in the past. Over the past 3-4 years?
Yeah, he had the game winner against Georgia.
A dog, speed demon can do it all just like his teammates. So that's my number 6.
All right. You gonna go with your other 2 receivers?
Okay, yeah. No, my second best receiver is Jamar Chase.
Oh.
Jamar Chase, I'm gonna say Jamar Chase just for that. You can't stop him. You can hope to kind of contain him by double team him, but he's still gonna get his stats.
Yeah.
Because no team stopped him last year, or anybody on that team for that matter.
Nobody.
And so I'm gonna say my 4th overall prospect. It was somebody you already named. That's Justin Ross.
Yeah.
And out of Clemson. All right, so I think he's a mini Megatron. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's a mini Megatron. All right, so here's the thing. I remember watching that game. He was a freshman, and they played against Alabama, and they destroyed Alabama. And the catch he was making, I ain't never seen anything like it.
Exactly.
Unstoppable. So he's my 4th overall pick and my top receiver in the NFL draft.
All right. So I'm gonna kind of go off you here. I got 3 receivers. I'm starting from bottom up. I'm just going Amon-Ra from USC. He was the number one receiver coming out of high school in his class.
Yeah.
Ridiculous talent. Almost reminds me of a Jarvis Landry in a way. Just the way he plays the game and runs his routes. And then above him, I'm going DeVonta Smith, like you said. He's just a productive receiver on that Alabama team for I don't know how long. He constantly shows up in the big games. And then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be biased with this. I'm gonna go to Monte Coxey because why not?
I mean, yeah, he is nice. I'm not gonna lie to you.
My boy Cox, he had 2 back-to-back thousands. If he get another 1,000 this year, that's 3 back-to-back. I mean,
yeah. I mean, you can't argue with results.
Exactly.
I mean, speaking of Memphis receivers, don't be surprised that Anthony Miller, he's finally healthy. He's going to be ready to ball this season,
Exactly.
man. And he finally has a quarterback that can throw. I'm telling you, watch. He's going to be on my fantasy team.
That's a very good pickup, especially if it's not Mitchell Trubisky back there. Very good pickup.
Yeah. They were saying Trubisky's not going to get his contract picked up.
I don't blame him. I think that's smart. Let Trubisky walk. You got Foles locked up for a little time, and then just get you. I think you probably should have taken a guy this year, but take a guy in next year's draft to either come in and compete or sit for a year behind Foles. But anyway,
Okay.
so who's your two? Since I think we have the same one.
Well, actually, I have I didn't do my third. My third best prospect is Gregory Rousseau from Miami, defensive lineman. He's a DN. He one of them players that wears those low digit numbers. He wears number 15, just coming out the edge.
Hey,
he wears 15 because that's how many sacks he got last season. I'm telling you, he's a monster coming out that edge. But for my number two, my number two is Panay Sewell, another offensive tackle.
Yeah.
It's just, you can't get past him, so it's just like you gotta acknowledge how great he is. He's a lineman out of Oregon. Yeah. So he gave Justin Herbert all that time, to be the third quarterback taken in the draft. So he made him look good.
Yeah, and I think, right now, offensive tackles are at a premium in the league with these new edge rushes and all of that. Like, you need a good tackle on each side to give that quarterback some time.
Yeah.
And so I guess my number two, right under Trevor Lawrence, is nobody other than Brady White. Let's get it.
You're a troll. I knew for a fact you was about to say Justin Fields, bro.
No, bro, I'm rocking with Brady White, bro. Why not?
Bro, he wins. He wins games. You can't argue with results, bro.
I think, even though I don't really like Brady White as the Memphis quarterback, I think he might be the Memphis quarterback that goes into the league and has the most success.
You think so?
I honestly think so. Because I think he has more polish on his game than Paxton Lynch or Riley Ferguson had. Like, he came from the pro-style system in Arizona State, and almost played in the same offense at Memphis. So I think.
Okay, yeah. That's a good point to make.
But yeah, that's my number two, bro. It's biased, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. So number one, I think we already know is Trevor Lawrence.
Exactly.
The prodigy.
And to be honest, we were talking about the Bears earlier.
Yeah.
They might be in prime tank for Trevor position. Like, it just makes sense, bro. Like,
they still have that defense, though. You can't. come on, bro. You can't disrespect that defense. Khalil Mack.
You're right. Their defense is all right. You got you have Khalil Mack, which makes it all right. The rest of the defense is a few question marks, especially in the secondary.
Eddie Jackson, he might be the best safety in the game, bro.
Best safety?
Eddie Jackson, yes. Yeah, he's top 5.
I'll give him top 5, but I don't know if I'm going best. It's these young safeties.
Kevin Byers the best safety in the game. But that's another conversation for another time.
Deion didn't even know who bro was. Deion,
tighten up, bro.
Tighten up, bro. DBs didn't know who he was.
Yeah, okay, bro. You can hate all you want. Stats don't lie.
You're right, bro. What, do you have one season leading the league in picks? That's enough to make a bet. Oh,
2.
My bad.
Yeah.
I mean to disrespect.
And he got paid. Led his team to the AFC Championship. You got to respect it, bro.
You really just going to sit up here and say Kevin Byard led his team to the AFC Championship as if he was not riding on the back of Derrick Henry the whole time.
Defensively, yes.
All right, bro. You got it.
And you see, just like you said, we got a defensive end to come out the edge. Well, no, that's for the Cowboys. But we about to get Jadeveon Clowney getting signed to the Titans. By the next time we do another podcast, Clowney will be a Tennessee Titan.
All right. That's a bold statement, and we're going to end it there because that is bold. So when we come to y'all.
Just facts, bro.
It's just facts. All right, so check this out. So when we come to y'all next Monday, Jadeveon Clowney will be a Tennessee Titan, according to Van's Laws and his inside sources.
Yeah, tweet it out. Tweet it out.
All right, so appreciate y'all for tuning in. There's more to come. Make sure y'all check out our website. We're going to be posting a couple articles on there, and we're going to try to keep y'all updated with everything going on. Remember, it's just facts, so hope y'all have a good one.